You can't hear the crowd anymore. 90,000 people are screaming your country's name, waving flags, lighting up the stadium with a sea of color, yet everything around you fades into silence. All you can hear is your heartbeat. It pounds against your chest so hard that it almost drowns out the referee's whistle. A football rests on the penalty spot. Across from you stands the greatest striker in the world. Behind you, an entire nation is holding its breath. If you make this save, you'll become a legend. If you don't, millions of people will remember this moment forever. But before any of that happened, before the lights, the cameras, and the World Cup final, you were just a little kid chasing a football. Your first football wasn't new. Its white panels had turned gray from years of use, and the stitching had started to come loose. Every afternoon, you carried it to the nearest patch of grass, pretending it was the biggest stadium in the world. Most children wanted to score goals. You wanted to stop them. There was something different about standing between two makeshift goalposts. Every save felt like stealing victory away from someone else. Every dive left grass stains on your knees, but you never cared. You'd get home covered in dirt, exhausted and smiling. Your parents didn't understand why anyone would choose to be the goalkeeper. Why not be the one scoring? They asked. You never had an answer. You just knew that this was where you belonged. As the years passed, football became more than a game. School ended, homework could wait, training couldn't. Rain or sunshine, you were on the pitch before anyone else arrived. While your friends practiced free kicks and flashy skills, you repeated the same basic movements over and over again. Catch, dive, recover, again, catch, dive, recover, again, sometimes for hours. Goalkeepers don't become great because they make impossible saves. They become great because they master the ordinary ones. That lesson would stay with you for the rest of your life. Then came your first academy trial. Dozens of young players lined up outside the training ground, each dreaming of wearing the club's badge. Some looked nervous, others looked confident. You looked at the goal. The coach gathered everyone together. Today, he said, I'm not looking for the most talented player. He paused. I'm looking for the one who never gives up after making a mistake. At the time, those words didn't mean much. Years later, you would realize they meant everything. The academy quickly teaches you a painful truth. Being a goalkeeper is lonely. When a striker misses an easy chance, the team tells him he'll score the next one. When you make one mistake, everyone remembers. Your first major error comes on a rainy Saturday morning. The ball slips through your gloves. It rolls across the goal line. Silence. You stare at the wet grass, wishing time could rewind just 5 seconds. The final whistle blows. You don't speak during the journey home. That night, you replay the mistake over and over in your mind. The bounce, your hands, the goal. Sleep doesn't come easily, but when the sun rises the next morning, you're already back on the training ground. Because great goalkeepers don't erase mistakes. They learn how to live with them. The years begin to blur together. Early mornings, long bus rides, frozen winter training sessions, endless dives onto hard ground. Your fingertips become tougher. Your reactions become quicker. Your confidence grows quietly, almost unnoticed. Then one afternoon, everything changes. Your coach calls you into his office. He doesn't smile. He simply slides a piece of paper across the desk. A professional contract. You read your name 3 times before it finally feels real. All those evenings training after everyone else had gone home. They meant something. For the first time, football isn't just your dream, it's your future. Professional football moves faster than you imagined. The stadiums are bigger, the shots are harder, the pressure is heavier. Every weekend feels like an exam. Some matches you barely touch the ball. Others you're forced to make save after save just to keep your team alive. You begin to understand something few fans ever notice. The hardest part of being a goalkeeper isn't making impossible saves. It's staying focused during the long moments when nothing happens. 1 second of distraction. That's all football needs. Months become seasons. Seasons become years. Your performances start attracting attention beyond your club. One evening after training, your phone rings. The number is unfamiliar. You almost ignore it. Almost. When you answer, a calm voice speaks. Congratulations. You've been selected for the national team. For a moment, you forget how to breathe. Every childhood memory flashes through your mind. The worn-out football, the muddy dives, the mistakes, the sacrifices, they all led here. Standing on the pitch for your country, listening to the national anthem for the very first time, you realize something. No club victory, no trophy, no medal. compares to wearing that badge over your heart. Soon the World Cup arrives. 32 nations, billions of viewers. Every match becomes another test. One mistake sends you home. One save keeps the dream alive. Quarterfinal, semifinal, another clean sheet, another impossible save. Then your manager walks into the dressing room. He smiles. Gentlemen, we're going to the World Cup final. The room erupts, but you don't. You simply look down at your gloves. Tomorrow, the whole world will be watching. The tunnel is silent. 22 players wait for the biggest match of their lives. You tighten your gloves one last time before stepping into a stadium filled with 90,000 supporters. For a brief moment, you stop. This is the dream that began with an old football on a patch of grass. The whistle blows. The World Cup final has begun. 90 exhausting minutes pass in a blur. One diving save, one fingertip push over the crossbar, one desperate punch through a crowded penalty area. Still, neither team can find a winner. Penalty shootout. You walk toward your goal, left post, right post, crossbar. The same routine you followed since you were a child. The crowd disappears, only the ball remains. The referee blows the whistle, one by one. Both teams refuse to miss. Goal, 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 goal. The scoreboard remains level. Then, your teammate steps forward. He scores. Now everything comes down to one final penalty. If you make this save, your country becomes world champions. If you don't, the shootout continues. Their captain slowly picks up the ball and walks toward the penalty spot. He carefully places the ball on the white spot, then takes a few slow steps backward. The stadium falls into complete silence. You can hear your own breathing. The referee raises the whistle. A sharp blast cuts through the night. He runs. 1 step, 2 steps, 3. You watch his eyes, not the ball, his eyes. The strike comes faster than human thought. Low, powerful, heading toward the bottom corner. Your body reacts before your mind does. You explode sideways, your fingertips brush the ball. For a split second, everything is silent. Then, the stadium erupts. Your teammates rush toward you. The World Cup is yours. Ending hours later. The celebrations begin to fade. The stadium is almost empty. The trophy rests quietly beside you. Years from now, people will remember the save. They'll remember the trophy. They'll remember the photographs. But they'll never know the thousands of ordinary moments that made that extraordinary one possible. The lonely training sessions, the mistakes, the sacrifices. Because greatness is never built in front of a crowd. It's built long before anyone is watching. You take one final look around the stadium and smile, because somewhere, on another small patch of grass, a young goalkeeper has just fallen in love with the game. And one day, it might be their turn. Every story begins here. Every legend begins with a single decision. But behind every unforgettable moment are thousands of ordinary ones that no one ever sees. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Story Mode and join us for another unforgettable journey. Because every story begins here.